Have a hole opened up. It's literally dripping from two different spots right here. Watch this. Hello, welcome to Tile Coach. I'm Isaac Ostrom, and I am really excited today to bring you another failure video, another video where we're diagnosing a problem in a shower. And in this one, he actually has a leak coming from the ceiling. It's a second-story shower. And so it's actually dripping through the ceiling, which definitely is not a good sign. So we're gonna figure out what's going on. Let's head inside and let's check it out. Okay, so here we are in the downstairs dining room, and we already have a hole opened up. The homeowner did this, had the plumber out, but it's literally dripping from two different spots right here. We got a bucket. The shower is running up there and it's just dripping. So again, we thought that most likely it was coming from the plumbing, but the plumber was already out and said that it wasn't the plumbing. So we're gonna go up and check it out. But you can see right here, as I'm talking, it's just dripping down. And if this would have went unnoticed, luckily the homeowners saw it and did something about it, because if this went on for years, this would have caused major damage. This is an exterior wall. We have a stucco exterior, and this whole thing would have rotted out slowly over time if the water just started to soak it up. Okay, so here's the shower. We just turned it off. We had it running. This bathroom looks like it was remodeled. I'm guessing maybe 6-7 years ago, just based on the style of the tile, based on the style of the vanities. I mean, it's a fairly newer remodel, so it wasn't original with the house. So we don't know who did the remodel, and that's one of the issues that we have with liability or who's to blame for a failed shower, because a lot of times people are constantly selling their house. When they sell their house, they're not telling you who did the tile work. And so, like this homeowner, they're stuck. They have no idea who did it. And the original installer, which is kind of a bummer, has no idea that whatever he did didn't work. So odds are he might be still doing these same methods. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna start, whenever I diagnose a problem, whether it's with tile, whether it's fixing a car, whether it's anything, I want to start with the simplest thing first. And so in here, so the leak is happening, it's dripping basically right below this wall. So right in this area is where the leak is happening. And so instead of starting with tearing out a tile, drywall is much easier to tear out. So we're going to go into the toilet room here, and I'm going to pull this piece of baseboard and see if we can see the leak from behind the baseboard. Yeah, so drywall is a lot easier to repair than tile, so that's where we're going to start. Oh yeah, I think I see some water damage in here. It just looks dark. You see there's like little bugs, little bugs crawling. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there's little bugs in here. It's black, it's dark, so we definitely have something going on right here. Okay, so let's see what we find in here. Oh, so yeah, there's definitely I see termites in here. I don't think they've gone too far, but yeah, see there's the backside of the baseboard. Let me get my gloves on. Like I said, there was a few termites. You saw the little baby ones on the baseboard. I saw a couple bigger ones. Bugs love wet wood, so that's one of the problems here. I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then I think what I'm going to do is see if I can turn the shower back on, and I just want to confirm that I'm not getting any drips that are coming down from above in the plumbing. I think the next thing to do would be to open up a little bit bigger of an area if I can't see it. See if we can diagnose it from here. If not, we'll just take out more as we go. Okay, so now we can see a little bit more in here. Okay, so now that we opened it up a little bit more, you can see, I see water forming right here between the hot mop and the bottom plate. It's wet and I can see a tiny bead of water in there forming right at that junction where the hot mop meets the bottom plate. So it's not coming from the plumbing. You can see the plumbing pipes are completely dry, and it's just got a little bit of water forming there. And okay, we're getting ready to roll on this side. I'm going to take off this tile and this tile, and then take out a row of floor tiles. That leak in the hot mop is happening right at the floor wall transition, so we're going to get ready to go. I got my Carhartts on, I got my Georgia boots, gloves, goggles, ear protection, so let's get into this. So one thing right off the bat, I just cut my grooves in the tile, and what I noticed is my grinder blade. This is a Pearl P4. They're great blades. See how it's black on the edge? That actually went into the hot mop. So that tells me that they stuck these tiles right to the hot mop, the hot tar, which is definitely not a good way to go. So yeah, it started kicking out the tar as I went a little deeper. So I'm going to bust these tiles off and we'll see what we find underneath it. And you can see that's hollow right there. Watch this. Stuck right to, what is that? Is that? Yeah, the thin set, they stuck right to the hot mop. There's hardly any coverage there. There's no coverage on that tile. Again, we cut into the hot mop with the grinder. And right here where this water's pooled up, that's where the leak is happening. So yeah, so that's what they did. They stopped their hardy backer right here at the hot mop. There's no waterproofing on the hardy backer itself. They put tar paper behind it. But then they just thin setted right to this tar. You can't put thin set on tar. But those came off pretty easy. Imagine this one's going to come off easy too. Yep. This hardy backer, see how flimsy that is? That's not a good tile backing. So as I proceed through this, I can tell this was not a good job. And I'm going to have to recommend to the homeowner that this whole thing comes out, because yeah, it wasn't done well. It's always good to plastic off. So we put up plastic in this room. It sealed everything off. We sealed everything off. We got a HEPA filter in the vacuum, and when we're done here, while this thing dries out, we're going to put up plastic and kind of quarantine this area off while those guys are coming off pretty easy. You can see just water sitting in there. And look, this tile's barely stuck. There's no thin set coverage on them at all. The mesh stuck down, but so yeah, I can see that leak. So here's the other thing that I noticed from the backside is that they didn't put the blocking. You need solid blocking to support this hot mop or pan line or whatever it is. They didn't support the bottom 3 inches, which would be the most critical. For some reason, they left a gap in there. And I think that's why, that's why it failed. You see, I just barely touched it and this was already broken. So that's where our leak happened. That's right where the water was coming through. So because they didn't support that hot mop down here, there's a weak spot. And it's just brittle and it formed a crack. See, this is just like roofing felt and hot tar. And it becomes brittle if it's not, it's not supported. See, this is the blocking. See, they have blocking right here in between the studs, but this blocking should be all the way down to the floor. And you can see that's where the leak happened. There's a crack because that hot mop wasn't supported. And imagine that. This thing probably would have worked if they would have just had the blocking go all the way down. When the hot mopper put his stuff up, he didn't have enough support here. So it just cracked. And that simple little step, a little piece of lumber right here, would have prevented this whole thing. And the homeowner here is going through radiation therapy. She has a brain tumor. She just told me, and I almost started bawling in the shower right here. It's like, this is like the last thing that they wanted to deal with here was a failed shower. And because somebody just didn't do that, it's really frustrating. And that's why I make these videos. It's not to like try to bag on somebody for not doing it right, but it's to educate people. You guys watching the videos, now you're more educated on what happens here, but it's coming at the cost of a homeowner with this is the last thing that they want to deal with. I mean, they bought a house, and this is also the problem with like kind of the flip thing, when someone puts their house on the market and they do the bathroom, it looks all shiny and new, but underneath in the guts it was just a rushed job, missed a couple steps, and this disaster happened. And now the homeowner at the worst time possible is having to deal with this. So she's going through radiation, and she comes home, and the thing that makes her feel better is to sit in the shower. And now she doesn't have her shower, her house is torn out. And so I'm gonna see what we can do to get this taken care of. I don't know what we'll do yet, but really a bummer that something so simple as not having the blocking go all the way down caused the crack in the hot mop. I'm going to take out just a little bit of floor tile here. I want to see what's going on there. Yeah, so there's the deck mud, and it's just saturated. So that means the weep holes are probably clogged in here too. If you want to know what weep holes and how these drains work, I'll put a link in the description so you can see it. I don't want to be too redundant and take up too much time explaining how the water needs to hit the hot mop and go down to the base of this drain and be able to weep out. But yeah, you can see how saturated it is. See, this hot mop can become brittle. It's just tar, so it has some flexibility to it, but it can't move, and it needs to be supported. It can't just be floating. So I think probably what happened is as they were setting these tiles, they were probably, beating tiles in, or they might have even, here's probably what happened when they were floating this pan. They probably were using their trowel, and they probably hit that one spot that wasn't supported and put a split in the hot mop. All right, so yeah, so what I think happened is that when they went to float this pan, they, their trowel just hit, all it takes is a tiny little pinhole. When that thing isn't supported, look how brittle and soft that hot mop is. So that's what ended up happening. And so, yeah, I'm going to have a talk with the homeowners, and I really feel like we should try to help them out. So I think we'll try to get on this right away, see what they can afford, and just make it happen. I think we can save this glass enclosure, and but the rest of it needs to come out. So yeah, if you feel like if you feel like I do, when you run into these situations, when somebody's going through a really hard time and you feel like you want to help them, I mean, that's just kind of like what I feel. If you want to help me, maybe just go buy some merchandise. Just, maybe go buy a Tile Coach hat or something. Just, that's the way you can show me support, and maybe I can do more of this stuff where I can just help people out. I mean, every once in a while, it's really cool to do. Next month, I'm going out to Fort Myers, Florida, for kind of a similar situation. Actually, the homeowner died right after they demoed their shower, and so we're going to go out there and build that for them. And I'm paying for the whole thing. I'm not asking for donations, but if you guys do want to support my channel, pick up a t-shirt, a hat. Definitely that does help out. So I know, and I'm not doing this in an asking you way. I just know a lot of you from the letters and the emails I get, just you guys want to help where you can, and it makes you feel a part of what we're doing here. This is bigger than just me making tile videos. This is about making inspirational content that will make the world a better place. So thanks again for watching. Last but not least, I love you. I love being your tile coach, and we'll see you on the next video.